Good evening. What is going on? We are back live from the Ross Racing Studios, and we have one hell of a show for you. I have everything set up. It should be a little bit better, a little bit more structured. We definitely have, I'm going to say, some cool features tonight. We do have a What Would Douglas Do session set up, and it's going to be all about these bad boys right here. So once we get Douglas on board, we will definitely have him explain what those little gems are. So obviously, I'm your host, Adam Ross, and we are going to get busy. So I couldn't bring you the show on Saturday night. I do apologize. I did have to work. An afternoon shift is for the birds. But we do have a pretty cool show tonight. We are able to actually review some of the racing results. And for those of you that don't know, they had the on-road series race number 2 from RC Niagara. I think a couple of our friends are going to be driving home as we speak. So hopefully they can tune in while still driving safely, and safe travels. And man, the racing looked phenomenal today out at RC Niagara. I'm sure Douglas will also chime into that. And basically, it looked like they had a whole bunch of different vehicles running on this track. Now, if you guys haven't checked out the Facebook page for RC Niagara, please head on over there. I will definitely tag it in the show description, but a lot of cool stuff. Also, I have my Sworkz buggy on the bench, and what I'm trying to do with this on the bench is show off some of the awesome upgrades that I've been doing, and just kind of personalizing it, blinging it out here, blinging it out there. I'm sure a couple of you guys have seen what's been going on in the Ross Racing Garage. But I want to jump right into the Canadian RC racing news. Let me just bring this up. So, RC Niagara Indoors. If you don't know, that is Pete Eppelstone Jr.'s track. He has been awesome at bringing it in, setting it up, and taking it down. I bet you he's still there working on it right now. So there was a packed house, and the 12 scale scene up there is really strong. So in the B main, we'll see how it finished out. Our homeboy David D's missing the win by just 1.758 seconds. So that was a close battle for the lead. Tyler Lamb taking down the win in the B main for that. No surprise here. Who's starting on the pole for the A main is none other than Douglas Schufeld, followed closely by Rob. Cannot pronounce your name. I am sorry. Wallaschuk. I hope that's right. Then you got Sprinkles, and then you got Tyler Lamb, and then you got Kevin Large, Mike Schott, Jason Lee, and Mike Moore, rounding out the top 8. So let's just see. Look at the consistency here. I know you guys want to see some crazy consistent laps. That's it. 98.32% consistent. Jeez Louise, I don't know if it's going to get much better than that. Maybe he had to pull over for a quick snack break or something like that. But man, 98% consistent. That is crazy. Then we got the Vintage Trans Am D Main. Check out the results there real quick. West taking the lead by 1 lap over Steve. Up next in the C Main, we got my homeboy, Greg Lister, dropping off the pace a little bit. Chris taking the win. Half a second behind is Al. And then Greg 12 seconds behind Wayne. Not too bad. And Tom Hughes rounding out the top 5. So not too bad. Top 3 at least all on the same lap. Always a good battle when it's something like that. Now moving on to the B Main. Who do we have here? We got Kenny Thornton taking the win with, a commanding win. 26 laps. Jason in the number 2 spot, 2 laps down. And then Brock. So lots of racing there. But Kenny, holy crow, he was on a whole... let's see what the A-Main guys are doing. So he was 26 laps. Let's see what the A-Main guys were at. So going into the A-Main, looks like Darren Stoner. Holy cow. 35 laps, 35 laps, 35 laps, 34 laps. That is some close racing. So I like seeing it when it's that super close. But look at Kenny. 98.23. That is some super duper consistency right there. Darren's no slouch with the 96. Way to go, guys. That is the A Main there. Then we got, I believe, the biggest class, which is the USGT, my favorite class. You got Chris taking the win with 25. Tom Hughes in second, 4.7 seconds behind, 25 laps as well. And then you got Craig Albertine, and then Carlson Lister, Greg's kid, holding it down in the 4 spot. Great driving by him already, showing how good he can be in the USGT class. Up next, you got the B Main. B Main, you got Bruce taking it down big time by a lap over the field. You got Mike coming in number 2 and Phil Lee in the number 3 spot. So now, heading over to the A Main. Some heavy hitters in this one. Let's see how it breaks down. Adam Hutchinson taking it down with 29 laps, followed closely by Darren with the 29 lapper. And let's point out Adam Hutchinson's consistency there. He's no slouch with a 98.3. Darren again with a nice run, 96.34. So Darren's pretty consistent throughout the day here. You got Brian Robbins in 3rd, Sprinkles in 4th, and Richard Smith rounding out the top 5. And my homeboy, Greg Lister, doing some fast laps and over 90% consistency. Way to go, guys. My favorite class by far is definitely the USGT. So going to touring car, this one is the 21.5. So this is the A Main. Moving on in. Ooh, looks like Kenny got by Mike Moore for the win. So Kenny throwing down the smack with another 98% consistency. So Kenny definitely had this new layout dialed in. I know that Greg Lister posted the new track layout, and unfortunately it's probably gone by now. But Kenny throwing it down, Mike Moore in second, and our homeboy David Dees in the number 3 spot. So obviously first had a little bit of a run on everybody, running about 12 seconds flat. Everybody else was pretty much in the 28 lap range, and pretty close battles there. So Dees only looks like about 3/10 behind Mike Moore for second place, and then Mike Wilson only a 10th behind David Dees. So those 3 were definitely battling all in amazing consistency. You got 92 for Mike Moore, 97 for Dees, and 94 for Mike Wilson. So some wicked battles going on in the touring car 21.5 A main. Now, the WGTR, I believe that is a two-wheel drive pan car, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see how it shook up here. All right, so you got Roger taking the top spot, 24 laps. Greg Lister with an awesome run, second place, 24 laps, 1 second behind. And then you got Mario Biscardo in the number 3 spot. That is the B main, and I believe they don't do bump ups there. I could be mistaken. I see Douglas is on board now, so I will definitely have him chime in as soon as we can pull him up. Next, we're going to the A main, so let's view those results quickly. And wow, look at the lap difference there. That is some impressive driving. So the top two, both on a 27-second lap pace with a 1.118 difference, but look at both of their consistencies. Both of their consistencies, 97.9 and 97.6 respectively. So Mike Wilson taking down Mike Schott, and then Tyler Lamb coming in the number 3 spot. Number 4, you got Kevin Large, Al Gitlia, and then Pete Eppelstone Sr. rounding out the top spot. Everybody over 90% consistent. So that must have been a great race to watch, seeing the consistency being so high. So next we're going to go to the Formula One A main. I believe this is the smallest class, but in my opinion, the most realistic looking one. Now, I'm not sure if anybody's seen the controversy in the final race last night. Man, Verstappen taking the championship in some crazy fashion. I don't want to wreck it for you, but definitely check it out if you're into the F1 scene. So taking top honors in the F1 A main is Mike Wilson, Pete Eppelstone Jr., nice run there, and then Bruce Roberts, and then Alex rounding out the top 4 there. Now we're getting into the GT12. This GT12 class it might possibly be my first fray into a two-wheel drive on-road vehicle. I believe that all the information that I've gotten about this class is just, it looks like it's a fun class. It looks very realistic. It's rubber tire, and it's basically stuff and electronics that I currently have. So I might have to build up one of these bad boys for Ross Racing. But let's get into it. A main results. When you got Hutchison in there and Mike Moore, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Let's see what the results show. Adam Hutchison holding on for, oh my gosh, for a commanding win. The consistency was still there, but his fast lap was a half second faster than second place. Way to go, Adam. Definitely showing that these new GT12 cars can throw down the smack. 26 laps, 95% consistent. Adam was definitely the head of this crowd. Coming up in second with Scooter. Sorry, don't know who you really are. Pete Eppelstone Jr., new to this class. Wonder what he's running. And then number 4, you got Roger. And running out the top 5 is Wayne Mallett. So definitely looks like that is going to be a fun new class for sure. Now, my second favorite class so far has got to be touring car stock. That's what we ran at our track locally. So definitely looking like it was stacked. Definitely deep because it went to a C main. So taking the win in the C, you got Darren. Top 3 was Mike Birch and Phil Lee. Going quickly to the B main. See what action transpired there. Darren Stoner taking it down with a commanding fashion. 1 lap lead over Jason Lee. Bruce Robbins rounding out the top 3. Ryan Stoner, I'm going to bring him up just because I believe that's Darren's kid, if I am not mistaken. So pretty cool to see a family affair going on there. A main. You know what? I think we got Douglas on board, so we're gonna save the stock A main. I'm surprised he's running stock. I know he's got a new car. I'm hoping he's ready to talk about it because I've heard some stories of people that are driving home from RC Niagara right now. Oh man, I can just imagine by his times that it probably felt like to a lot of people he was still running mod in his stock car. But we'll get back to that in 1 second. So we're gonna go to the Sebring A main. The Sebring, honestly, I think this is the entry level, but I'm not 100% sure. But look at the time, man. 12 minutes of racing? Jeez Louise. What milliamp batteries are they running for 12 minutes? Let's see what the action on the track has to say. You got Mike Birch just laying a beating on everybody. His fast lap is 11.5 seconds. Oh, man, Carlston Lister killing it. 2 laps behind, though, but look at his speed. Not too bad. And both 92% consistency there, so definitely good. Rounding out the top 3, you got Rob Foster, Pete Eppelstone Sr., and in the top 5 is Richard Bell. So not too shabby at all. So let me just remove this here. We are going to bring on the Phenom here and definitely let him chit-chat about what's going down at RC Niagara.
Which sausages am I not eating?
All right. What's going on, bud?
Not much. How about you?
Oh, not too much. Hey, can you shut the door behind you?
Yeah, 1 sec here.
His mic is too good for the show. He's picking up everything. So we'll give him 1 second to jump in. He is just actually getting in from the RC Niagara race. So we were lucky enough to get him on board. And obviously we have the What Would Douglas Do segment. And like I said earlier, it's going to be with these boys right here. All right. Welcome back to the show. So I didn't reveal the results from the touring car stock A main. I see that you TQ'd, so definitely looks like you had a good weekend so far. The 12 scale Awesomatic still dialed as hell, I'm guessing.
Roche, but yeah.
Roush, sorry.
It's okay.
Now, the new car, what one did you get now for the
touring car? I still don't have it, but it's the Awesomatics.
Oh, you don't have it yet, eh?
No, it's been in customs for like a month.
Jeez. So then you still put a beating on with your Serpent?
Yep.
Jeez Louise. All right, so hold on. I'm going to try and keep both of us in here and do this. Go like that. All right, sweet. Okay, so now everybody can still see. So now I'm going to go to the results. So obviously Douglas TQ with a blistering 26.511. That he actually bettered in round 2. So definitely did it pick up grip a little bit going into round 2, obviously?
No, my first qualifier, I was like, it was just like a random sort. So I got stuck with a little bit of slower guys, and one of the guys stopped in the like that chicane area, and I completely hit him, like nobody called out nothing. And my front belt came off on the car. So like my last 8 laps for the first qualifier were like 2 seconds slower than what this should have been.
Gotcha. Yeah, because running 2-wheel drive is definitely a lot harder.
Yeah.
All right. So looking at this, man, that's insane. So basically, Douglas Ufeld took it down over Adam Hutchinson, who is no slouch. And if you look at Adam's consistency, like you, Adam, and Mike all look like you guys were having great laps. You guys were all running 11.6s.
Yeah.
So, man, average laps. You guys are so close all the way down the board. your top 3 consecutive. You were 35-1, 35-4, 35-2. Like, that is some close racing. So, you know what? I'm going to let you talk about it.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was I think the first 3 minutes, it was like me, Adam, and Mike shot the whole time, and then there was a couple mistakes happening the whole time. So like I'd pulled away a little bit, and then I'd get behind like a lap traffic or something, and then sometimes it would be like I would end up getting caught because they try to let me by and accidentally like hit the board or something like that.
Okay.
But no, stuff like that. It was a pretty good race. It was a good race. Yeah, it was a close battle for the first 3 minutes, and then the last two or so, I kind of pulled a little bit away. But no, it was a good race. I was pleased with it.
Heck yeah. Like, it looks like the first 8 laps, you guys were super close.
Yeah.
And then obviously something happened right around that because Adam dropped all the way down to 4th for 1, 2, 3 laps and then had to battle back. And then Adam and Mike were definitely in a wicked.
Yeah. So what actually happened was that Adam had a bad, I think, traction roll,
Okay.
which put Mike ahead. But there was a pretty big space between Mike and Adam up until the last like, maybe 6, 7 laps is when
Yeah, 6 laps.
last 6, 7 laps, Mike made a mistake and actually Adam went by, and then Mike was pushing, and it was like a battle right pretty much right to the end of them.
Nice. Yeah, because the lap times, it looked like it was an epic battle. Now, was this the fastest class there?
No, 12 scale was faster.
Well, you're oh, here. You know what? While I got you on here, I am going to go back because, man,
12 scale was the fastest class of the day today.
your 12 scale consistency, bud, is next level. And I do apologize. It is the Roush. I remember you telling me that.
It's all good.
All right. So, yeah, you were actually. This is, I think, the best consistency I've seen all day. Or wait, no. Look at did you see that? Look at Mike Moore's consistency.
Yeah. So what happened with him is that the first lap is a cheat lap because it's like you
They
don't
don't
go
count.
through the first one, and
Yeah.
then the second lap would have been his only lap because he broke after that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that is the highest consistency. I went through all the heat sheets. That is the highest consistency of the day. So your new 12 scale is definitely handling really well.
Yeah.
So what was your top? Oh my God, yeah, your top 3. You're almost 2.5 seconds faster than the all-wheel drive touring car.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Holy crap! What about fast lap? How you're about half a second faster with that as well, too, right? For
Yes,
fast
I did 11.0 and 12 scale, and at 11.6 and 17.5, so it's about 5, 6 tenths.
bonkers. So obviously, let me see here. So your first lap don't count. So 11.35, 11.40 on your second. So but you didn't really have any fade at all with that setup.
Just a little tad bit, but that's to be expected. But no, it was really good.
Yeah, because like your fastest lap was 11 flat, but your average 11.4, 11.4, 11.4, 11.4. So your first couple laps were all 11.4s, and then if you look at your second last lap, 11.5. You know what I mean? Like that's maybe a 10th drop off. That's insane. But you just basically checked out in this one, eh?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was a little bit good race in the beginning.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I should have done one more warm up lap, but I didn't because I don't know. I just wanted to conserve a little battery. I don't know. Just try to get any edge you can. So the first lap or two was a little edgy, and then after that, I kind of pulled away a little bit. But yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we do have a question for you today, and I think it's actually a pretty decent one, and one that I really had to wrap my head around and try to figure out. And I'm not going to lie, I went from one extreme to the next trying to figure it out. But the question is tuning with pills and what effects that they have on an 8 scale buggy. Now I know it was Marco that asked this, so thank you, Marco, for the question. But I think he was asking more so for nitro, but I'm guessing it's going to be pretty close between nitro and the 8 scale e buggy, correct?
Yeah. Now you want to know pills for the front or the rear?
Okay, so obviously a lot of people don't know the terminology with the front being the kick up and all that stuff, and then and the rear, anti squat and all that stuff. So do you want to start from like basically the A block, then do the B, the C, and then the D, or do you want to break it into different segments?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So the A block is basically the kick up for the front. So basically, the steeper that pin angle is, the more that when you accelerate, it will transfer more to the rear end of the car. That's literally all the A block does.
Okay.
Not a whole lot. It's just a simple fine tune adjustment if you want to change it. The B block is like a same kind of thing as like the A block, except with the B block, when you put it in, you can either make it a more severe angle or level it. Where with the front, you can only increase it with the level, you can't go back down. Where with the B, you can actually, so say the pin is, so this is your pin. You can either, in the front, you can only angle it. So you can't go past this, you can
Right.
only go like this. Where with the B block, you can make the car go like this a little bit.
Gotcha.
Which most people, all they do is that if they max out the A block here, they use the B block to just kick it up more so they can get more of what they're looking for in the B block.
So it just pronounces it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like a fine tune for the rear of the car. Now, the C block is a rear tilt. So that could be anywhere from basically that's so these are your tires like this. Here, let's see if we can get you that angle. But like it goes like this. Toe is how angled they are. So you can I think with most cars you can go from 1 to 3.5 or 4 degrees of toe.
Yeah.
Basically all that does is the more toe you have, when you come out of the corner when you pull on the throttle, the car will straighten up quicker. But you do sacrifice a little bit of corner speed because the tires are fighting each other more because of the angle.
Yeah, so you're getting the scrub or whatever they call it.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of downfall of that. That's literally all the C block does. Then the D block is your anti squat. So basically, when you accelerate, how hard does it transfer to the back of the car or the back wheels? So like the best way I can describe it, if there's no chocolate guys in here, is it's like raising or lowering your rear diff or spool. You can basically the more you have, the more rear grip you have, but you sacrifice a little bit of corner speed for it because the rear is more locked in. Where some guys, like I know most guys probably run in between 2.5 to 3 degrees, but it's always good. I think with 3, a lot of people run 2.5 to 3 because it's not too severe, but it's not too little. So yeah,
Like I believe that most people are running 2.5 to 3 because it's the safest and easiest to drive. Now I've been seeing a lot of the top guys when they actually have the grip that they're going just to like -1 instead of the negative.
yeah. So at that point, what you're trying to do is if the grip is there, they're going to try to go with the least amount of toe as possible on the car.
Gotcha.
Because it's going to give you the most amount of corner speed on the car.
Yeah.
So when you come in, you can come in hotter, faster, tighter, whatever. And that's why a lot of people don't make that change or try to run as low as possible to get away with on their car.
In the long run, F1. Uh-oh. So, what do you think about? I'm not sure what the techno eccentrics are like or pills, but here, let's see if we can see that. So, the tree that I have for mine, it has like 0.5 up,
Okay.
1 mil up, 0.5 down, 1 mil down, and then it also has it in a semicircle. So you can actually go out, up, down, like it's bonkers. So like let me see if I can show you here. So right here, the
Yeah.
rear one it actually has 5 different pills that you can throw at it.
Oh yeah. That's it. I know what the techno. It's just it's like I think the center dot is 0.
Yep.
It's like up to it shows you on the manual. I think it's like and it goes across. It's like bottom right is like 0.5, bottom left is 1, and then
Okay.
2 dots to the bottom is 0.5, 2 bottoms to the left corner is 2, and then 1 dot to the top is 2.5, 1 dot to the right is 3, and it goes 3.5 through 4. And I guess why mine works.
Right.
I can't really remember because I don't have the manual with me.
No,
But yeah, no.
but like the thing is, if so, just so everybody's on the same page, if you're using the D block and you put the pills all the way out, that is going to increase your toe, obviously. So if you go all the way down with that, that will actually increase your anti squat, correct?
Um, it can.
Or is it better just to
Um,
adjust that in the front pill?
Yeah, like usually you want to just, especially for those, it's just use the rear one strictly for the anti squat, and the front of them, the C block, strictly for toe. Because the minute
Okay.
you try to get mixing with it, then the car could do some weird things that you really might not like when it drives.
Okay, that's good to know. So even though you have the option, it's better just to keep each block to for the purpose it's designed.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, no, I actually will benefit from that then because I wasn't 100% sure because when I seen all the options, I was like, wow, like that's bonkers. Because like obviously my previous brand didn't have the options to do that
Yeah.
with the pills, and it was like what you said for the rear, just up and down.
Yeah.
So now that you can, yeah, I was like, huh, I'm like wondering what the benefit would be for that
I mean,
overall.
once you have a setup on the car, you can always play with that for like a test day of practice.
Definitely going to try that.
Until you get it set up, I wouldn't try to mess with those two settings yet.
All right. So I'm going to keep you on board for just one more quick question. It is from Paul, and he's wondering for new people, what is the cheapest on-road class to run?
Probably GT12.
GT12. Okay, so
Yeah.
what chassis is that for?
It's a 12 scale.
Yep.
So it's a
Two-wheel
12
drive.
scale two-wheel drive with
1S.
1S rubber tire,
Okay.
with a like specific 112 scale like GT12 body. So it could be like a Corvette or there's ones that like, I think Protoform makes one, and Montec makes one. There's a couple out there.
They've been sending me some kick-ass bodies. Honestly, for looks, I'm digging that class because you
It's
know me, I'm not fast, so I got to look good on the bench, right?
I
But
mean it's a fun class, but
it's not performance.
it's not even that. It's like imagine driving a two-wheel drive buggy in loose dirt.
Oh.
That's what it's like driving on the track.
Oh, so that's why they're
Like
4 laps slower.
yeah, like it's a Can-Am motor, so it's locked pinion, locked gear, locked motor.
So
Um,
it's a spec motor then too. Then
Yeah,
okay,
but the motor is a pretty decent price, so it's not a huge deal there.
okay. So
But
like
no,
80
it's
bucks,
just
90 bucks.
yeah, I think it's like $79.99. I think is what it
That's
is.
not bad.
But no, that's why like you see all these guys, they're either using like an extremely cut out chassis or a carbon or just to get as much grip as they possibly can.
Right.
Just because there's so little grip on the car, especially at St. Catharines. The grip they had to look out the carpet last night. The grip wasn't as high, so it was extremely difficult for those cars.
I'm definitely looking forward to getting out and running my new touring car. I had one run on it, and man, I've been itching. Um, Sean sent me some awesome parts for it, so now I got it even more hopped up, and I've only ever tried it once. So now I'm like, oh man, I'm all giddy. I'm like, I got to get out there and try and put that puppy in the A main where it deserves, but might have to let somebody else borrow it to get it there. But whatever. But oh man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations on the weekend, man. It definitely looked like it was a good one for you, and I hope you get your car soon, bud, because I've heard some really cool things about that car. Obviously, the Dees brothers showed me their Awesomatics car, and holy crow, it was super cool to see. And right before COVID hit, when Dave Johnson was tuning his Awesomatics there at at Cedar Creek. Holy crap! It was a treat to see him
Yeah.
whipping that thing around, right? Because you don't really get to see too many people picking on Rob Say and Andy Veter, right?
Yeah.
So it was cool to see. But man, I appreciate it. Congratulations on the weekend, and I will bug you for next week.
All right. See you.
All right, see you, bud.
Take it easy.
All right, man. That was Douglas Schufeld, and he definitely had a kick-ass weekend. I want to thank him for chiming in and explaining the pill game. So, obviously, we have some business to take care of. We got, what you could say is some sort of driver introduction. As you guys know, I am trying to assemble a team for the 2022 season, and we're chugging along. I'm super stoked and super excited to share with you guys who the next two drivers are. Can you please shut the door? Thank you. So, without further ado, we are going to bring in the guys that are on the Sworkz Canada 2022 team. And up first is none other than Maverick Aversa. Man, this guy is probably putting in some crazy work. He was crazy right out of the gate. So, a little background on Maverick and how we all came to meet. I kind of brought my trailer to Dork, not realizing that you're not supposed to camp there. Didn't even really know anything about anything. And he was one of the first ones that approached me and my family. And we basically hit it off. He was putting in so much work. And like I said, we just hit it off. And we had a lot of things in common. And we had a lot of fun doing it. So he was a no-brainer. And whenever you get that connection, right off the hop, right out of the bat, you know good things are going to come. So, with that being said, who's going to be driver number 2 for the day? Because you know that I'm not very good at keeping secrets. Some of them already may have locked or leaked out. And, some of them may not have. But without further ado, driver number 2 for tonight, Team Canada Sworkz, is none other than Andrew Bakar, Mr. VRC himself. Andrew is going to be one heck of a competitor with this new chassis. I am stoked to see what this guy can do with this buggy. Now, if you guys don't know Andrew and his work ethic and what this guy is capable of, you guys are about to find out in 2022. I was lucky enough to be pitting with him in multiple big races, most noticeably the Quebec races. I always get to hang out with him at John's track, and he puts in a monumental effort into his racing program. This guy takes the hobby to the next level. And if his, I want to say, expertise in VRC pours over into actually racing these buggies, man, I think everybody's in for a world of hurt when he starts clicking with the new Sworkz chassis. I know I'm super stoked and can't wait to see what he can do in 2022. So, like I said, we are slowly building a team. We are going to be revealing 2 more drivers next week, and we are going to see who they could possibly be. But so far, man, I couldn't be more privileged, more proud, more humbled by everybody that has sent me responses, that have tried to apply, all the stuff. Hey, I really wish I could just let everybody on the team. Unfortunately, for the first year, we're going to build a strong core. And once we get the core going, we can always expand from there. So we are going to do what we can in 2022 to showcase Sworkz to the best of our ability and definitely have fun while doing it. It is going to be amazing. I know I can. Yeah, man. No, John, it is going to be awesome. And honestly, he's like a technician when it comes to all that stuff. I seen him putting graphite grease on his differentials. I seen him going full scientific mode while he was working on his stuff in the pits. And I know when he starts clicking with the Sworkz, man, it's gonna be lights out. Oh yeah. Welcome aboard, Mr. Picard and Maverick. Yeah, you know what, Sean? It is going to be a team to be reckoned with right out of the gate. I believe that we have some amazing pieces to the puzzle already falling in place. So I know I am looking forward to seeing what we can do in 2022. So let me see if I can add this into the stream. Yeah, no, man, I can only imagine. You should see how we are ready to practice testing. It's very cool. I seen the picture of the track today, man. I was like, woo. Yeah. Oh, doing practice sessions. Yeah, yes, definitely. So I'm going to bring something on board. La. Here, let me see if I can get in a little bit closer. All right, there we go. There we go. So obviously, you guys know that I've been working on the buggy. I've been trying to bling it out. I'm going to have to get Sean to send me some stuff. I've been doing the T-Works. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just do it to this one. I got all the red bits, the UFO red, titanium. I got the aluminum UFO bits, all from T-Works. And basically what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to go red, black, and chrome. I've been trying to dress this puppy up. And I will post the picture so you can see the differences. I got the red anodized shock standoffs. I got the black ones in the front, but I am going to replace them with the red so it kind of ties it in. All the screws I switched to the UFO heads where it wasn't important for strength, which was on the battery box and the receiver box. So you're going to see that I'm going to try and bling this puppy out as best as I can. Also, you'll see on the front here, look at these fancy carbon wings for increased downforce on the front A-arms. So I'm wondering how these are going to be in racing applications. They might be good, they might not. I am going to try them and let you guys know, but I am just trying to make this the masterpiece right now. Of course, we got our T-Pro tires, and I'm dying to try these. They look amazing, and you know what? You've already heard me talking about the quality of them, and I do believe that they are going to be a super competitive tire for sure. We drive each other's. Oh man, you know what? Yeah, and the best thing about sharing and driving each other's cars, you actually get to try different setup changes without having to change the setup on your vehicle. So that just benefits everybody big time when doing that. So that's not a bad thing at all. So some of the things that I would definitely like to see is basically setting up a basic, I guess, benchmark tune for our cars. Obviously, for our home track, I know it's going to be Andy. He's super knowledgeable. He's very, he's like our people's champ for the old guy, and he takes his time and makes sure that all his stuff is 110% before it even hits the track. And he isn't scared to try anything. And you know what? I've seen him go backwards a few times with the tunes and realize that it wasn't the right direction, come back and change it, and just, you know what? He's definitely one to not shy away from work. Same with Andrew. Andrew's definitely another guy that's not scared to shy away from any of the hard stuff. He definitely puts in all the work needed. And then you got Maverick. Maverick has been putting in a ton of work at the Dork track, and he will definitely be flying the flag at the Dork track. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do there. Um, Other than that, I don't have too much more. I know that Mark wanted me to talk about the pills specifically on this car, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to post about the pills and the pill setup and different options, because not only do we have the A, B, C, and D block on this car that we can adjust, we also have the front, upper, and rear upper A-arm that we can actually manipulate and tune. Not only can you change the pills in the front upper A-arms, you can actually change the position, which changes the caster angle big time. So all these things are going to be new to people that aren't familiar with the pillow block setup or pillow ball setup. So stay tuned, because some of that stuff is going to be next level, I'm sure. So what I wanted to do was, for the next show coming up, I'm going to have to do it again on Sunday, because unfortunately I am going to be stuck working. Boo. If I can get off the Saturday, it will be a Saturday night. We have some cool stuff in the works. Oh, absolutely. So Sean had a good idea. Let me pull this off real quick. The one thing that I wasn't even talking about yet is the rear hub design. So if you look at the rear hub, this design has infinite tuning capabilities. Not only does it have all of the upper link positions that you have available for longer or shorter links, but it also has the pill in here. Now, you can see the red one. Let me just go to the pack to show you guys. Let me grab my knife. I'll definitely show this off, because I haven't seen this on any other buggy as of yet. So definitely want to show this off. Sean might know his stuff, guys. I'm just saying. Just saying. So I'm going to pull this off of my tree and just show this off. So this right here, and you can see, hopefully, you can see that the holes are offset as well. So not only do you have it when you're putting it into the actual lower part of the carrier, you can change the height of your wheel hub, which is awesome. But not only that, you can actually have it narrow or wide as well, depending on where you position the pill. So it actually has 4 different options that you can do via the back. So Sean, thank you for bringing that up. It is definitely going to be a fun tuning option. And literally, it's 2 tools. You need your 2mm and you need your 5.5 nut driver. Pull that off. 1 tool. Boom, boom. Good to go. Also, the one thing that I really like about the back is the way that they do the spacing. So it's not washers like they typically have. They're actually, let me see if I have them in the bag. I actually have them. Can you guys believe it? I actually have them put away. But they actually have these little clips that are in different increments. So you have the 0.5 and then you have a 1 point. So you can actually change the width of the length of your car as well. So you can have it increased or decreased depending on which way you want it to go. Man, yes, the multiple mounting position is awesome. We could probably do a whole show just on the rear end geometry of this car and how next level it is. I'm looking forward to trying out all the tuning possibilities. As you guys can see, I'm going to mute myself for 1 sec. But that book right there is going to be clutch because some of the things that they talk about trying is achievable on this car. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying that out. So John says, and it's simple as pulling the clips. Yeah, that is the best thing. So John's absolutely right. You can actually change a lot of the settings with no tools. You can have your pit guy in pit lane. You can pull in a couple clips later. Boom, you're back out at the track with a massive change to your vehicle and the handling characteristics. So you can try a whole bunch of different things in a quicker amount of time, no tools required, which is pretty phenomenal. Again, definitely a cool feature. Looking forward to trying that out. It's going to be fun. Next week, like I said, 2 more driver introductions. Looking forward to that. Stay tuned to the Facebook page. We're going to have Maverick and Andrew's official welcoming with their pictures and graphics and all that good stuff. Also, I got a song being made, especially from Dead Man, which is some of the music that I play at the start of the thing, so I don't get illegally kicked off. So he's actually making a radio-safe song for me to basically start off the show. So I'm looking forward to that. I also have Jeff Joyce working with the DaVinci Resolve 17. Hopefully he can figure it out a lot quicker than me because I'm going to say about 2.5 to 3 hours of video trying to compress it down into a half hour of the build video of this buggy. And it's been a learning experience for me for sure. Jeff is working on it now. Yeah, Dennis says, you know what? I'm hoping that it is a good team right out of the gate. And I think there's going to be a couple spoilers in there as well. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that. But like I said, next week, hopefully I can go slot car racing. Hopefully you guys had a blast with that. And you know what? I'm going to have to get Mike to send me some links and info on that so I can showcase that because I think a lot of us that are jonesing for something to race, slot cars could be the quick fix that we could use for sure. But definitely looking forward to getting some kind of racing in. It's been a challenge trying to get all of my overtime and bank hours back in check due to the C19 BS, but yeah, it should be good. Dennis Mayville kicking everybody's butt today. Nice. Man, no, it's definitely a lot of fun. Mike has put in a tremendous amount of work into his Viper setup. If you're not familiar with it, definitely head over to his Facebook page. Hopefully, Dennis can post the link on here before I get off. A Christmas miracle, eh? Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. It's a 164 scale auto. They're running spec chassis, spec motor, spec everything. The only thing people are really changing is the rear tires because of the tire size gives you more or less grip depending on what way you want to go. All computer controlled. It goes down to like the thousandths of a second or something like that. It is pretty cool to see. But I think that is about it for me. I am done for tonight. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And hopefully we will have some more cool reveals for you coming up next week. You're going to have to stay tuned. I will see you guys next time.